Welcome to our calculus review. I am your calculus teacher, Teacher Jonel V. Ispanilia. So let's start the review. Number one, next. So what is a linear function? So when reading about a linear function, our idea here is the degree, okay? So when we talk about the degree, that is the highest exponent. Since we are referring to a linear function, what is the degree of this function? Answer, degree is 1. Next, what is the zero of the linear function f of x is equal to x minus 13? This is a linear function, and in order to find the zero of this function, first step is to equate f of x to 0. And thus, your function becomes 0 is equal to x minus 13. To find the 0, or that is the value of your x, since x have negative 13 accompanied by negative 13, we will transpose or isolate x. So in this case, transpose negative 13 and negative 13 will become positive 13. So the answer is x is equal to 13. That is the 0. Next, what is the equivalent of the linear function f of x is equal to 12 minus 3x? So here it has a common factor, common monomial factor of 3. So 12 minus 3x is also the same as 3 times 4 minus x. So therefore, correct answer is f of x is equal to 4 minus x. So they are equivalent since they have the same 0, which is 4. Next, what is the inverse of 0.1, 0.2, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and 4.0? First, we need to find out if this relation is a function or not. So simply, when we say about function, it is a relation with no repetition on x values. So by mere inspection, 0.1, 0.2, 0.4 are the values for x's. There is no repetition, then this is an example of function. Then we will look if this function is a one-to-one or many-to-one by looking at the values of your y. If there is no repetition, then this is one-to-one function. If there is a repetition, this is many-to-one function. So range is 0.2, 0.3, 4.0. There is no repetition, thus this is one-to-one function. So the inverse of this is, correct answer, 0.2, 0.1, 0.3, 0.2, 4.0, 0.4. So how do we get the inverse? By simply interchanging your abscissas and ordinate. So your abscissa will become the ordinate, and the ordinate become the abscissa. And that is the inverse of your function. Next, what is the possible root of f of x is equal to x to the 5th minus 4x to the 4th plus 3x squared plus 16? So we're looking for the possible root. We will apply the rational root theorem simply by getting your p over x. Your p here is your constant. So constant for this function is 16. Then we will look for the factors of 16. Factors of 16 are positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 4, and positive negative 8, and positive negative 16. Those are factors of your p. And for the q, that is the leading coefficient. The leading term here is x to the 5th with a leading coefficient of 1. So factors of q are positive negative 1. So the possible root for this correct answer is positive negative 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Next, One of the factors of f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 9 is x plus 3. What is the other factor? So here we can simply know the other factor by dividing. Okay? By dividing your function x squared minus 6x plus 9 by your linear function, which is x plus 3. So using synthetic division, we will come up with correct answer x minus 3. By the way, your linear functions there is x minus 3. Okay, so that's not x plus 3, but that is x minus 3. So x minus 3 times x minus 3 is x squared minus 6x plus 9. Next, what are the restrictions for polynomials? So we have some restrictions for polynomials. First, variable must be positive. So variable must not be negative, must not be um 0. Okay, variables must not contain fractional exponent, variable must not contain negative exponent, variable must not be in radical symbol. So correct answer is variable must be positive. Okay, so variable must non-negative. Next, so what is the zero of the polynomial f of x is equal to x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus 2x? So we will apply the rational root theorem to find the possible roots for this. So p is equivalent to 0 since we have no constant, and your q is 1 since the leading term is x to the fourth. And p over q is equal to 0. Correct answer is, okay, so we have negative 1 and 0. So one of the factors or one of the zeros here is 0. Then apply the synthetic division. Then apply the quadratic formula or factoring to get negative 1. Next, it is a relation with no repetition in x values. Correct answer? Function. Next, how about a function with no repetition in y values? Answer? Correct answer is one-to-one function. Next, how about a function with repetition in y values? Answer? Many-to-one function. Next, it is interchanging the domain and range of a function. Next, inverse. It is the standard form of the quadratic function. Answer? F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Next, it is the coefficient for quadratic term of quadratic function. Answer? A. Next, how about for the linear term? Answer? B. Next, how about for the constant term? Answer? C. Next, find all zeros of the function f of x is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6. So here apply the rational root theorem to find all the possible values for x. Then, out of those possible values, simply try, okay, by applying synthetic division to get a remainder of 0. Then after that, your quotient must contain an exponent of 2 or degree of 2. Then after that, apply quadratic formula or factoring. Answer? Negative 3, negative 1, and 2. Next, the product of two consecutive integers is 306. Answer? So we will let x be your integer. Next, then we will let your x plus 1 the next integer, since we're looking for the two consecutive integers. Next, product is multiplication. So multiply the two consecutive integer that is equal to 306. Next, distributive property of equality to come out x squared plus x is equal to 306. Next, transpose 306 becoming negative 306. Apply factoring. Next, that is x plus 18 times x minus 17 is equal to 0. Apply zero product property to come out with negative 18 and 17. X must be whole number, so we will get 17. Next, answer. X is 17 and the next integer is 18. So these are the two consecutive integers having a product of 306. Next, a rectangular bedroom has an area of 117 square feet. The length of the bedroom is 4 feet more than the width. Find the length and width of the bedroom. Next, so area is equal to length times width. Next, area, length, second statement, length is 4 feet more than the width. Next, area, 117, is equal to length, which is 4 plus w times the w. Apply distributive property of equality. Next, to get 4L plus L squared. It must be w. Next, so w squared plus 4w minus 117 is equal to 0. Factoring. Next, so w minus 9 times w plus 13 is equal to 0. Apply ZPP to get 9 and negative 13. Since we're looking for the dimension of your rectangular bedroom, it must be positive. So we will reject negative 13. We will use 9. Next, so length is, width rather, is 9 and length is 13. So length is 13 feet while the width is 9 feet. So these are the dimension of your rectangular bedroom.